Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to Tyson Pedro up against Harry Hunsucker this weekend at UFC 278. Tyson, great to see you. Happy days, man. I interviewed you before the Ike Villanueva fight, and I reckon it had been a tough time for you. And I almost felt like you didn't really want to talk too much about the fight, that you just wanted to get on with it. Is that a weight off your shoulders now?
Yeah, a little bit. This year, I'll tell you what, this camp hasn't been much easier. So I'll talk about it after the fight as well. But man, life's a fight, brother. So I'm just ready to get in there and get after it. Put on a performance for the fans because I haven't been in front of fans for a long time. So all I want to do is have a bonus, a bonus fight, man. So that's what I'm looking for. As long as I put on a performance like last time, perfect performance. All the training's gone perfect, so we're all good.
How important was that last win?
Yeah, obviously, actually, to be fully honest, it wasn't that important, and I think that's why it went the way it did. It was a bigger goal for me to get back into that octagon and prove everyone wrong that didn't think that I was going to be able to do it, to be able to get back in there. So to go out there and then also put on a perfect performance, then that meant more to me. So the win was just a highlight.
You've won before, you've knocked people out before, but 99.9% of the people won't ever compete. They will never win. So what does that feel like?
Uh, Winning,
Yeah.
it's a drug, man. It's a drug. It's like I'm getting tingles thinking about it. It's very hard to explain to the uninitiated, but when you step out in front of it, obviously the apex was different, but like this is why it was so hard to be out for 4 years because I love this. And that moment when you're standing behind the curtain and you hear these people screaming for you and you can feel the coldness of the arena, but you can hear the cheers guys like screaming your name as they talk as you're talking in the pre-video, and then the light comes on, the 3, 2, 1, walk, and as you walk, it's almost too much when you feel that it's like an energy of all of these people just looking at you, waiting for you to go punch this head in of this other guy. And you're walking down, and then you're still getting the Vaseline put on your face, and then you step into the crowd, you bow in, and then they call your name. It's an unbelievable feeling. And then once they raise your hand, it's the worst feeling in the world because you know at that exact moment you have to start it all over again, getting your ass beat in camp. But there's nothing that compares to it, and this is why I love it so much, man. It's the harshest sport. Like, but anyone that's ever won anything, it's just like fight. It's like life's a fight, man.
Oh, brilliantly described, man. I'm glad I asked. How difficult was that hiatus being away from it all for you?
Yeah, well, like I said, because I'm a student, man, of martial arts, so I enjoyed the whole process of it, the learning, the different variables, the different techniques, the winning, the losing's a part of it as well. Losing every day in training, tapping every day in training, getting beaten, the grind, like every part of it I love, and that's what it's all about. So not getting to do that, it was definitely a hard time off. You try and find it in other aspects. That's why I started like with the businesses and stuff, but nothing compares to the fighting in front of the fans.
What do you make of Harry Hunsucker as an opponent?
He's a kill or be killed person. Obviously, you can see he doesn't make it out of the first round, uh, which makes him a dangerous opponent. So the way he throws is unorthodox, and but we plan for that. I've been training with the best team in the world, and we're like, who knows? He could have changed completely. Like he's made the weight cut from light heavyweight, but it's hard to break all old habits. So I just plan on going in there, another perfect performance, get paid, get laid. I mean, just get the money and go to. I want to just go home and see my family, man. It's been a very, very long camp. So I'm ready to see my baby. She just turned one last week, and I've been away for 6 months this year from her. So I'm taking them straight to Paris afterwards to go see Ty whoop some ass.
Awesome. That's quality.
Yeah,
Well, he's fought Harry, right? Knocked him out. So is he going to give you a hard
yeah.
time if you don't knock him out?
Well, that's not going to happen, is it, brother? He's gonna sleep. So no, it's he's gave me some tips, some little insights that he thought, but yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty surreal because when's this ever gonna happen again? Someone's gonna fight Dad and me. Dad. My dad just sent a message and it came down on my phone when that he's going to fight a heavyweight and then a light heavyweight for us too. So the only thing crazy would be if I fought Ty. But because Ty, I reckon Ty on the knees do a couple sit-ups and he might be able to drop to light heavy.
It was really cool, before I did this interview, reading more about you and your dad, like what he did for the MMA scene in Australia. You guys having a crazy relationship. I just had a son myself, and the whole movie thing, that was interesting. What
Yeah.
director would you trust to tell your story properly if you could choose any director in the world?
So that's a good question. Um, man, you know who? Guy Ritchie. Is that the one? Because I
That's a
love
good
that type
choice.
of story. I love that how he goes in and he feeds it back in and like all of those movies, Snatch, Gentlemen. But yeah, man, yeah, that'd be pretty crazy.
That is a quality choice. I like that. I reckon he'd do a good job. It's
Yeah,
uh it's it's an amazing story. I mean, I'm sure you told it before, but if you could just tell me how important your dad has been to you in just making you who you are and making you successful in this fight game.
yeah. So, um, undeniably, the reason why I'm here is because of all those hardships, right? I think Dad thought we were the Spartans. I think he was raising a 300 or something. But um, all of those lessons and all of those hardships and everything, they all come back around. And like the reason why I was able to get through those 4 years of injuries, like the reason why I never quit with anything, the reason why I still kept fighting with a torn ACL against Shogun, it's all because of those lessons, right? So some people, they'll look at that and go, "Man, that's fucked up," but that I'm also in the UFC and fighting the best people in the world, and that's because of that.
Yeah, not many people get there, right? You got to be
Yeah.
made of different stuff. There's some awesome stories in the UFC. I think that's why a lot of people are drawn to this sport. Who do
Mm.
you think has the most inspiring story that you've seen that kind of struck a chord with you in the UFC?
Oh, oh man, that's a hard one. I'm not sure, bro, because I don't. I like like everyone's got such a crazy story. Like George St. Pierre had a crazy story. Kai Kara France has a crazy story. Ty's got a crazy story. Like it's the reason why we can't have college programs for UFC to like train people because to be a fighter, you have to be gone through some fucking shit to be able to like go like. I don't think there's many people in the UFC that you could just go, man, I had a perfect life. Like there's probably is a couple of them, but not many of them you're going to be able to go, yeah, just everything was perfect in my life and I just ended up in MMA. So I think the whole sport in general just has. I'm sure if we got into the roots of it, there's probably a lot of trauma out there. So, but that's what makes us all who we are.
Do you think struggle or adversity is essential to success, just not just fighting?
100%. And it's actually a big problem that, well, not a problem, but it's something that I've thought about and really just pondered on because obviously I want for my kids and my daughter to be able to get to that success. So how do you give them that adversity without the trauma? So that's a big thing that I've been thinking about a lot now that I've become a father. So far, the only thing I can is I can think of is similar to what Kobe did with his daughter, and just lead by example. Up at 4 a.m. doing the training, showing that you've done it. And I think no one knows. No one knows what to do. No one's got the like manual or anything. So we're all just trying to do our best.
Yeah, Kobe's not a bad a bad
Yeah,
barometer role model to use.
100%.
Yeah, I have to take that one on board. All right, we've got a very, very exciting champion right now. Do you think Glover or Jan is the best shout next for the belt?
Man, I love Glover, but you have to say Jan, right? Glover's just like, although his performance, like, look at how that performance was before, but man, age is undefeated. So he's getting up there now.
Invariably, because you're a competitor, and all competitors will have a look at the champion and be like, "All right, how do I stack up against him? How good is he in your opinion?"
Glover,
Jiri.
absolute animal. Oh, Yuri. Yeah, he's obviously good. He beat Glover. Uh, I'm not going to say weaknesses because he's the champ, but like I did see like obviously we all do breakdowns. Like everyone's at the bottom of the hill looking at the top, so there's obviously some things that you're looking at going, oh, I think I could get him there, but he's a long way out on my side, so I've got a lot of work to do before I get there. So I'm not even going to be speaking his name yet.
All right, fair play. All right, last one then. Speaking of breakdowns, can you give us a quick breakdown of Ty versus Gane? It's a hell of a fight.
Yeah. So for me, I, I, everyone knows Ty's game plan. It's like he's knock you out. So I feel like that's what he's gonna have to do. Just pressure him, put the pressure, put him on the back of the cage, walk him down. Because Gane is a skilled kickboxer, skilled stand up. So he's gonna have to turn it messy for him.
Has Ty got a couple of words of French, do you reckon, on the mic for us?
Well, he's learnt every swear word in French at the moment. Even his son's already started doing it to me. He sent me this. He said, "Say this." It's like, and I think it means seal or something in French. He's already learnt all the bad words. So classic Ty.
Quality. Très bien. Nice one. Great to speak to you, Tyson. Have a good
Thank you very
one. Always
much.
a pleasure,
See
mate.
you later, brother.